You know that moment you're staring at a wall of text, you scroll all the way down, and you just tap, I accept. We've all done it. But when it comes to your bank account, what exactly did you just agree to? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the terms and conditions for SBI's digital banking and figure out what's really going on in there. Right? That little tap feels like nothing, but it's a huge deal. It's a legally binding contract that sets all the rules for your money, your data, and what happens when things go sideways. So let's peel back the layers of that dense legal text and find out what that agreement actually means for you. Every relationship, even a digital one, has to start somewhere. And for you and your bank, it all begins with what I like to call a digital handshake. These are the absolute core terms that lay the foundation for every single thing you do on the app. So, first things first, what are we even talking about here? When the terms say digital banking, they mean any service you're using on SBI's website or through their mobile apps, like YONO. Basically, if you're checking your balance or sending money on your phone or computer, these rules apply. It's that simple. Okay, next up is your MPIN. Now, this isn't just another password. The terms are really specific here. Your MPIN is directly tied not just to you, but to your exact phone and your exact SIM card. This is a super important security feature, and we're definitely going to circle back to it. And here is where you can really feel the weight of that accept button. The second you tap it, you give the bank irrevocable permission to take money out of your account for your transactions. That means it can't be taken back. You also agree that once a transaction is sent, it's gone for good. And you accept that the bank can change how much you can send whenever they decide. Now, check this out, because this is a detail that might really surprise you. You're actually explicitly agreeing that the bank can use your MPIN to verify it's you, even if that method might not be officially recognized under India's main tech law, the IT Act of 2000. And by accepting, you're saying, yep, that's okay, and it's binding on me no matter what. So, okay, you're handing over some pretty serious permissions. The obvious next question is, well, what is the bank doing to protect me in return? And that brings us to their security toolkit. The bank's defense has a bunch of layers. It all starts with secure encryption and that critical feature we just talked about, locking your MPIN to your specific device in SIM card. Seriously, try to use that MPIN on a different phone, it just won't work. On top of that, the app forces you to have your own lock screen on your phone, a passcode or fingerprint, which adds yet another barrier for anyone trying to get in. But all of this technology, all of these security layers, they all point to one really crucial idea. Security isn't just the bank's job. It's a partnership, and your role in this partnership is just as important as theirs. This is where you can see that partnership in black and white. The bank provides the secure system. Your job is to protect the keys to that system. Think of it this way. They build the vault, you've got to guard the password. They give you all the tools, but you're responsible for using them the right way. That means keeping your MPIN secret, never just handing your phone to someone else, and making sure only your fingerprint is registered on it. And this might just be the single most important sentence in the entire agreement. It says you are responsible for all transactions made with your credentials. And get this, that includes unauthorized ones. This is exactly why keeping your info secret isn't just a good idea. It's your fundamental duty under this contract. So with that in mind, what do you do if the worst happens and you lose your phone? The terms actually lay out a very clear emergency plan. First, you have to act immediately. Don't wait around hoping it'll turn up. Contact the bank right away. And this is the most critical part. Log in through another way, like on a computer, and immediately block or deregister access from that phone you lost. But even the most secure phone in the world can't protect you from a different kind of threat, one that targets you, not your device. I'm talking about scams, of course, the kind designed to trick you into just handing over your information. And the most common one is phishing. Phishing is basically when a scammer puts on a disguise. They pretend to be someone you trust, like your bank, to try and get you to give them your login details. They might send you a text with a shady-looking link, or even call you pretending there's some kind of emergency with your account. So how do you spot one of these phishing attempts? It's actually really simple. The bank is crystal clear in its guidelines that it will never ask you for your password, your MPIN, or your one-time password, the OTP. If anyone asks you for that information, it's a scam. Full stop. End of story. And hey, if you do get one of those suspicious emails or texts, don't just delete it and move on. The bank actually wants you to report it. Forward it to this email address. By doing that, you're helping them track these scams and protect other customers from falling into the same trap. All right, Finally, let's talk about your data, because the rights you have over your personal information can actually change depending on where in the world you live. So, we're going to focus on a really important distinction the bank makes for its non-resident Indian customers, or NRIs. And the difference here is pretty major. If you're an NRI customer living in the EU or the UK, you're covered by some really strong privacy laws like GDPR. This means you have to give explicit consent to have your data sent to India, and you have special rights, like the right to take back your consent. For NRIs everywhere else, the consent you give by tapping accept is much broader, covering things like data sharing and even getting marketing emails from the SBI group. And that right to withdraw consent for customers in the EU and UK is tied directly to the service. The document says you can use that right at any time, and the way you do it is simply by deregistering from the YONO app. It's a very clear action that gives you real control. So, after digging into everything from secret passwords and permissions to phishing scams and privacy rights, it all comes back to this one central idea. Digital banking is a partnership. The bank builds the fortress, but you hold the keys. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you holding up your end of the bargain?